What's up, guys? So, I have an idea. It's not exactly original on several levels here, but I'd like to implement it, and the first phase of potentially implementing it is going to be this, and then I'm going to talk to the guys in practice, because I hadn't really thought of this far along until after we pulled, because this is just the day after I think we pulled. I'd like to create something to make our super matches and our practicing and our skills and our assessment of each other and of ourselves and our ability to judge and determine things in arm wrestling. I'd like to up the ante a little bit, and it's not a big change. We're already there. We just don't have all the pieces, and this is just one more piece. So now that I probably shouldn't do this. I do think of people's objections. The only objection I can think are two. One, that just makes it more competitive, and I don't think it does, because I think we're all competitive in nature. We all want to win. We all full of testosterone young men, and we all choose to show kindness and prefer each other and to take care of our training partners and practice instead of compete with each other every week. The other complaint would be that we don't take it as seriously as you, Jacob, which is not true, but they can think that's okay. It's kind of funny. So here's my assessment. How seriously are we taking it? So anytime you have a match that's in the club, like me and Wyatt, as terrible as our match was, and I think Sam mentioned we weren't really ready for that. The reffing, we weren't ready for any of it. Filming it, nothing. Recording it. So I wasn't healthy enough to do the match. Wyatt wasn't feeling well either. It wasn't good. But that started something beautiful. And I just rewatched it last night, actually, late into this morning, before I went to bed. I couldn't help but watch the whole thing on Finland's World, his video on the October 7th event. I remember it was supposed to be October 6th. The match between Wyatt and Mason on left, and Aiden and Mark on right. Beautiful match. I got to referee that. Anyway, because let's take the example of the Ottawa High Hookers, because we can follow that more closely as we're all watching Devin's videos, even if we have no time. Because there's so many different people posting, such as myself, for arm wrestling. The Ottawa High Hookers, they'll do a thing where they'll go, okay, I'm going to go away for a week, or let's take next week off, and the week after that, let's do it, let's see who's the best. And the only thing that really changes is they might rest that week, they might rest 2 weeks. There's going to be an actual ref, such as Devin or another senior member, or just someone else, potentially a down ref, potentially, everyone watching. There's going to be a round structure decided, a rule set agreed upon, and then a time structure enforced. So, yeah, it's easier to not have like a hybrid of rules and things. You do an arm wars, you do a WOW, you do a WAF, you do something like that. But don't screw it up too much, because it's just hard to keep track of. Anyway, they'll do it much less seriously than we do it, because Aiden was like, well, I need time to get bigger because Mark's not ready for a competition, and we're matched in the center of the table. I need some sort of edge to help me, and he does get stronger when he gets bigger. And Mark was like, yeah, I'm not training for anything specific. Not that he changed anything for Aiden that I could see, but what happened was we had someone doing the same thing that I did, which was probably foolish, is say, let me take this really seriously. let's have it in like 3 months. Okay. So Wyatt, a month before the 3 months is almost up, or 2 months, whatever it was. I moved. I called him back like a week later. I was like, hey man, I'm gonna have to brush hog the pasture. Let's move it out another month. So he was training all that month. Smashed me. Worse than he would have, I believe. Here's what I'm trying to get to. We are setting a date. That's months in advance. We are working out and training specifically to beat one opponent. We have rules, time structure. We have rounds decided. We have referees. It is being recorded. The results are put on ArmBet. Potentially, I mean, that's up to their discretion. I would record it, win or loss, record that on your ArmBet. It's going to take off. And you are peaking out of the year. So, for example, with Aiden and me, when he was first talking about it, it was literally, I don't know if it was a full 7 months, but it was basically 7 months out. Now, at the time, I had been smashing Aiden like 4 or 5 weeks in a row, but he was also coming off of a rear delt injury, and his main thing is the post, so whatever. But he wanted 7 months to prepare. I don't know what he's doing. It's looking pretty good. I'll probably start my prep, let's see, I don't know what, sometime after my match with Mark, start preparing for Aiden. Anyway, I listed like 10 things there. These are all reasons why we are taking the super matches we do, even in our club, so seriously. Now, for those who may be watching this, nobody's going to watch this, who are not pulling with me on a weekly basis, who aren't in my group, aren't in my club, the reason that we're able to do that and that we're doing that is because we don't have the fame or the skill or the success. We don't have the wins to be able to earn super matches. And if it was a thing like I heard was going on in Kentucky, I was there this last week, where 2 guys put up $400. I don't think a lot of guys in our group, including myself, have that kind of money to put down. So, and nobody goes to tournaments except me right now. I think the Finland boys would like to go at some point. The economy's not really working for them on that one right now either. And that's probably what they mean by I take it more seriously, because I've actually been to tournaments. So they don't get to compete except for a super match, which really sucks because they get to win or lose against one guy. It's way more boring, but it's a way heavier investment, much more specific training, and they have potentially a longer lead up, build up, and taper and all that stuff, because you don't necessarily know 6 months in advance when your next tournament's going to be in a given region. So, because we do take our in-club super matches, which are awesome, so seriously, and it's going to be great for gaining experience. I know me and Aiden are going to learn so much from, let's see, this will be my second, and this will be his second super match, and then one of us will go on to somehow contend with Wyatt eventually. It's giving us so much experience, but because we're taking it so seriously, I really think we should implement a little something, a little bit of an incentive, something to keep track, something a little heavier than paper, a little more round and well worded than a text or than a note. I think we need a hammer. Anyway, I'll pose that to the guys. See what they think. I'll let you know their thoughts, and I'll let you know the result. I may record a video while I'm there with them. Um, I'm guessing they'll shoot me down. I'm thinking of talking to Sam first. You know, like, oh, let's build a rack to put it on. Let's have this kind of thing. I think he'll take interest in that. Maybe help me sell it to the other guys. I don't know. But I think that'll be fun. I think that's a good idea. My dad really came up with it. It was his idea. I really like it. It's not really that much different, although more lame than what Devin did. Devin Larrett with the hammer he won in the 225-pound class. Yeah. This is going to be a good year, guys. 2023. Get out there, watch, support, and participate in some competitions, some tournaments, some super matches. Get all the experience you can. Get stronger together. And take care of your guys. Because arm wrestling, we are each other's equipment, right? What do you think? It's coming along now. Healthier. Stay after it and find truth in arm wrestling.